Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Ross, introduce the guest.
Today, we have the number 4 ranked UFC heavyweight in the world. It's Curtis Razor Blaydes. Curtis, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. Appreciate you guys having me on the show today.
No worries at all. No worries
I
at all.
want to give a special shout out and a happy birthday to the best podcaster in the world, Barry Moore, and then that other fella, Joe Rogan, as well.
Yeah, it's actually Joe Rogan's birthday as well. Shout out, me and Joe, same birthdays,
wow.
same age as well. Who would have guessed? But Curtis, thanks a million for joining me on my birthday. It was the one thing I asked for, and Ross delivered. It's not, he doesn't usually deliver. But how are you getting on today, bud?
Doing good, man. Just got done my morning conditioning workout. Just got home.
Cool.
Oh well. What did that involve? Was it weight training or?
Oh no, this is all conditioning. Arm bikes, sprints, sled pushes, that type of stuff.
It's working up a major sweat, I imagine.
Yeah. No, I'm a sweaty bastard. I sweat.
Yeah, Curtis, before we get into things, did you happen to see Gable Stevenson winning the Olympic gold there last week?
Yes, sir. I watched it. Very, very proud of him.
What did you make of that in the very, very end to snatch gold? It was unbelievable.
That's like, it's like a movie. The way it played out. I was worried. I didn't know if he would be able to pull it off, but he proved me wrong. He proved everyone wrong, and I'm looking forward to him in the next Olympics because he's not that old yet. He's got another one in him.
I think he's 21. Although he did send a tweet with a waving emoji to Dana White. I don't know if you saw that. Did you?
I did, but I don't understand why Dana would be interested because he seems to be anti-grappling or anti-wrestling. So why would you want another high-level grappler in your company?
Maybe it's because he can do the backflip after he wins.
Yeah, sure.
That does help. That'll boost your Instagram for sure. I wish I could do a backflip.
Same here. I'm gonna actually try that after this show. But come here, Curtis. We have you on today because it is in the build up to UFC 266 on September 25th. You're taking on Jairzinho Rosenstrike. But just over the weekend, it was UFC 265, and now Cyril Gane is after defeating Derek Lewis to become the interim heavyweight champion of the world. So that's where we're getting you on. We're going to talk about all the big dog stuff. Something you're well accustomed to, Curtis, and Ross is as well, actually.
Yeah. So, Curtis, did you see the fight over the weekend, and what did you make of Cyril Gane's performance?
I did watch it, and Gane's performance, it was nice. Like he does a good job of overloading his opponents with all like the pump fakes and the inside kicks, outside kicks, up the middle. He does a good job with managing the distance. He didn't allow Derek to drag him into none of those like brawl type exchanges because he knows that was Derek's only way to win. And when he smelled blood, he went for it. Like when he knew Derek, because Derek does a good job of absorbing, and he makes you feel comfortable enough to get into his range, and that's when he like sneak attacks you. But he did a good job of not falling into that. And like I said, when he smelled blood, he went for it and he found the finish.
He did.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in terms of the strikes landed, the disparity between the two fighters was incredible. I think Cyril Gane landed over 100 strikes. I saw the stats after the fight, and it said Derek Lewis landed 16, but I think I saw maybe 2 or 3 max that he actually landed. I thought that was very generous.
That was a Derek Lewis fight.
Yeah. So, look, Cyril Gane looks very, very dangerous. And obviously, he's more than likely going to fight Francis Ngannou next. Obviously, you fought Francis twice. How do you see that one going? Because 2 Frenchmen, 2 former training partners.
I like him. I think he can do exactly what he did to Derek with the distance management. Because as long as with guys like Ngannou and Derek, even though I've lost to both of them, they really only have one way to fight. Looking to land that one big heavy strike, usually an overhand or an uppercut. But if you don't if you don't get dragged into those brawls, I don't know how they win. I don't know how Ngannou wins, especially after the first round. He just gets a little weaker each round. So I think Ngannou, he knows that also. He knows he has to get him out of there early if they do end up having the fight. So he'll probably blitz him. So it all depends on like how does he handle that initial blitz.
No, definitely. And at the end of the day, in the heavyweight division, everyone can bang. And I always say the heavyweight division is the ultimate. You're either the hammer or the nail. Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. You know what I mean? And it's a rough division to be in because those hammers can be life altering as well. You know what I mean? They're shortening your lifespan, and so I always have great admiration for those guys who get in there. The other two guys who are almost on the sidelines in the heavyweight division are Stipe Miocic, and I suppose I don't know if you can count John Jones in the heavyweight division yet. But what do you think of those guys, and where do you see them falling into the title picture? And do you think maybe you could take on one of them in the near future as well?
I think they're both like Hall of Fame fighters, and I believe that John, he's an X factor because, like you just alluded to, is he really a heavyweight? Is he really a part of our division? I don't know. I know he vacated the light heavyweight belt, and I thought that meant he's for real now. He's going to bump up, but has it been a year? I think it's been like a year since he vacated the belt, and we haven't really heard a whole lot. So I don't know what's going on with that. And then with Stipe, I think for him it's just money. He wants that one, and he deserves it. He deserves it, but he wants that one big fight that like gives him the life altering money. So like a couple million. I think that's the biggest thing holding him on the sidelines is they need to reach an agreement on like how much he's going to get. And that's the only thing holding him back.
Do you think that will be the fight? Do you think it will be Stipe versus John Jones?
I mean, it's a possibility. Like really, right now, there's like 5 or 6 alternate realities. It could go so many different ways. It could be I beat Jorginho, maybe I get John, or I beat Jorginho, maybe I get Stipe, or maybe a running back with Derek, or maybe I get the loser of Ngannou and Gunn. There's just so many different ways it could go. I've stopped putting energy into what might happen, and I'm just really focusing in on Jorginho right now.
That's actually the right thing to do, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they say. Control the controllables.
Yeah.
And obviously that's a big fight coming up. You versus Jairzinho Rosenstruik. He's obviously a decorated kickboxer. He's coming in off a big win over Augusto Sakai. How are you preparing for Jairzinho, and is there anything you're changing in your camp for this fight?
Preparation's the same, strength and conditioning, sparring, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, MMA drills, just pretty much basic stuff. But one major thing I realized during my last fight, which is what led to me getting hit with that uppercut that put me out, is I've been working on getting offline before I shoot. And instead of always being like right in their face, just taking a half step right or left before I shoot. That way it limits the possibility of me eating an uppercut. That's really the biggest thing I've been working on, just getting offline.
Has that been difficult to do? Because obviously you have a wrestling background. Would that be difficult to do because you've been so drilled at one thing to like almost change your golf swing in a way,
Yeah, I mean, it's just like that. Just like something you've drilled a million times. Yeah. It is hard to break those habits, but over the last, I guess, 5 months, that's really all I've been doing is drilling that one thing over and over and over. I do believe I've improved it, and I'm just ready to get out there and put it on display. because I know this time I will get the takedown and I will get the finish and I will get the win.
Yeah, that's definitely not to be missed at UFC 266 on September 25th.
Yeah, one thing I will say, Curtis, is you have actually such a unique style in the heavyweight division now, because obviously there's been very good wrestlers in the past. You know what I mean? You can go all the way back to Mark Coleman, Randy Couture, and more recently Cain Velasquez, Daniel Cormier. But as far as I can see, you're the only, you know, sort of top 15 fighter with a wrestling background. Do you think that makes you such a unique problem for the other heavyweights in the division?
Yeah, I definitely believe I bring my own unique set of issues that you have to figure out when you're fighting me, because most heavyweights are one-dimensional. They're just going to swing at you. Me, I'll swing at you just until you bring your hands up to stop me from hitting you in the face, and then I'm get to your hips, and then ground and pound. And then if you get up, I have the tenacity and I believe in my conditioning. I'll just do it again and again and again.
Yeah, I think that is another thing. Your cardio is probably something that's almost underestimated as well. You are very, very well conditioned, and that ground and pound is frightening. I remember you were absolutely destroying over him on the ground with those elbows. Like they were vicious.
Wasn't that the elbow, wasn't it? Wasn't that the elbow and he started squirting everywhere?
Yeah.
Dude, that was ruthless. That's only for pay-per-view, you know. That's no fight fights.
Oh, Curtis, obviously, you know, you expect to get a win at UFC 266. Are you guys on the main card for this pay-per-view?
Yes, sir. I believe so. I think we're the opening one on the main card. Yeah.
UFC love to open up a main card with the heavyweights. They love it.
Get it going.
Which other fight on UFC 266 are you looking forward to?
Robbie Lawler and Nick Diaz. I am geeked up to watch that. I am geeked up.
Why is that?
Oh my God.
Well, tell us exactly why, Curtis, you're looking forward to that fight.
Just Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz, when he's on, he is on. And I'm just hoping he comes out, he takes this fight seriously, and he gives us a bit of the old Diaz. Like I want to see him getting in there, using the dirty boxing, and I hope there's a few grappling exchanges also. I hope Robbie goes in for a takedown, and then we get to see his excellent jiu-jitsu play. Like, and I don't have a horse in the race. I'll be happy if Robbie wins. I'll be happy if Diaz wins. I just want it to be a good fight.
Basil, that is one I think we're all looking forward to as well.
Yeah,
a rematch 17 years in the making. I don't think there's ever been a rematch 17 years later from the original one.
The
A lot of guys don't last that long.
Yeah, Tyson versus Evander Holyfield could happen in the future. Maybe that could be a bit longer, but who knows?
I don't think we want to watch that.
No, I know.
Come here, actually. While we're on the subject of like older people boxing, I don't know if you heard this, Curtis, but apparently Anderson Silva is going to box Tito Ortiz next. What's your take on that? And who do you think is going to win that one? Surely Anderson Silva will win that.
Do we know? Like, when you reach 40 years old, like, all bets are off, because like you're not that athlete you used to be. Anderson is. I love Anderson, but he is not the Anderson of old. So
no.
But that's why this works, because MMA is the only sport, like NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL. When you're old, people, like, the fans are like, get out of here. We don't want you no more.
You can't be that loyalty.
Because you can't help us like win no more. It's a team sport. But with this sport, it's unique because like fans just love watching old guys who used to be the shit. Even though they're old, they want to watch them, like Fedor Emelianenko. How old is he? People still want to watch him. Like, why? That's like, would I want to watch Brett Favre playing an NFL game right now? No, he's like 50, but only in this sport do the fans love watching old guys. I don't get it. I don't like watching old people fight.
I think that one's going to be just a box match though, so it's not going to be an MMA fight. So that's why I'm going to put the house on Anderson Silva.
That's going to be worse because they're going to gas so fast.
Oh, did Anderson Silva just beat
Chavez Jr.?
Yeah, Chavez Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I didn't watch that one.
No, I just saw the afters, but it was impressive to win that one alone. You know.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did his vintage Silva. He backed himself into the ropes in the corner and then started slipping punches. It was a beautiful thing to see. That never gets old.
No, that never gets old. I mean, that takes balls. Especially the older you get, the easier it is. A jab can put you out. So for him just to be slipping and ripping at his age takes balls.
Curtis, obviously, you don't look past Jairzinho Rozenstruik. He's an absolute phenomenal athlete. In fact, strangely enough, his only two losses are actually to the champ and the interim champ in UFC. So you have a tough opponent in front of you, but you have to believe a win here will only put you against one of the UFC heavyweights with a really big name and with really big drawing power. Is that basically what I'm saying? Does that mean one win after this and you're probably in there for a title shot?
I mean, I don't know. If the sport was based off like merit, yeah, merit based, I think I do deserve it. But that's not how the sport goes. It's about Instagram followers. It's about drama. It's about antics, and those are things I'm not good at. I'm not good at the Instagram thing. I'm not good at the antics. I'm not good at the drama. So
I'd say you're funny enough on
all I
Instagram.
can do.
I'll say you're funny enough on Instagram just to stop you there anyway.
Yeah, your memes are good.
Bit of a meme king here.
I think
like,
I do a pretty good job with the memes, but you know what they want, like the just the random BS. Like I don't like to do that stuff. I don't like to draw that type of attention to myself. But that's what the UFC likes. That's what they promote. And I'm just hoping that I win this. At the very least, I get, like I said, John or Stipe, or maybe the loser of Gane and Ngannou. We'll see. But I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, don't forget to call your shots because the fight after is the Nick Diaz fight. I take so it's written right here. So everyone be tuning in to watch it. Everyone be tuning in to watch that card. So like when you get the chance on the mic, call your shot. You know.
Also,
no, I definitely we're planning it. We don't know who we want yet, but I'm definitely gonna have a name.
You better believe it. And Curtis, I believe you're quite the anime fan, so maybe you should dress up as a Dragon Ball Z character and dye the hair blonde, and then no one else knows.
Yeah, that type of stuff. I'm like, yeah, I am a fan, but during my fight week, I don't have the energy to do nothing extra, but just fight. All the stress and because I smoke, but I stopped smoking like 18 days before the fight. So by the time we get to the weigh-ins, I'm just angry.
What do you do then? Do you just go on CBD oils then, or like?
No, I just stop.
Cold turkey. I've been doing it my whole career. It's just I need that anger because it makes me angry to stop smoking just out of the blue. But I need that.
Yeah,
it brings out a different dude.
Well, make sure after your fight and after the Nick's fight, make sure you have a photograph of Nick and Nate, you in the middle, all smoking together. You know.
That would be amazing. I'll see.
That would do gangbusters on your Instagram anyway.
Yeah,
that would definitely. That's how you build your Instagram.
That'll give you a title shot next straight away after as well. But say Energized sent you, right?
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, and Curtis, I think one thing that is undeniable is if you keep winning, and you know what I mean, you can only fight big names on from here, and you were always one person who I looked at and went, you know what, Curtis Blaydes is a problem in the heavyweight division. His wrestling alone is undeniable. If he can get the takedown at the round, he dictates where every fight takes place. He is the matador in that ring and the bull. So you know what I mean. Everyone's got to watch out for Curtis Blaydes because he's coming for you.
Yes, sir. And I've been emphasizing my jiu-jitsu a lot over the last few months. So now I believe I do get the takedown. I'm looking to get my first pro submission victory. Maybe a Darce, maybe a guillotine from the mount. I know if I get him on the ground, there's gonna be a lot of openings, a lot of opportunities to get the finish.
Boswell, that could be a good bet there. You know what I mean? What's called Curtis Blaydes via submission.
Yeah, Curtis.
I'm looking for it. I'm definitely looking for it.
Curtis, like obviously you some very, very, very impressive wins. You know what I mean? Like to name a few, obviously like a JDA, Overeem, Mark Hunt. But like for yourself, what was like the biggest win you ever had in yourself? Maybe you overcame something during the fight camp, or maybe you went in with an injury. Like what was the biggest win you had?
The Mark Hunt one. That was the first time I got like a big name, and we were on the main card. That was a pay-per-view, and
UFC 221.
Went to Australia, which is basically his backyard, and that was a different experience to have like the whole audience just against me, and to get the win the way I did, like getting dropped and having to get through some adversity. I think that was my first. That was the one I was like, I can do this. I do belong here.
Did you do a shoey after?
No. I did hang out with we did have a couple beers, but we used glasses. We didn't use any shoes.
And I'm not gonna lie, what's called one of your biggest wins of your career in Raleigh, North Carolina, when you knocked out Junior Dos Santos, that broke my heart because he was always one of my favorite heavyweights. It was one of those ones where
I've broken half my gym's heart between Hunt, Alistair, and JDS. Everyone's like, man, I was rooting for you, but those are my guys. I'm like, well, I appreciate you switching allegiances just for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, it was one of those ones where like you couldn't have been a bit nicer to them, no?
Junior, he was all respect, and I felt that was like the best way for him to lose. Like he didn't really get hurt. He was rocked, but he wasn't hurt. Alistair, I do feel bad about that because he works out in my gym now.
Oh, wow.
So we're homies now, and it was a little awkward at first, but now we're good.
I think Alistair's going to be fighting Rico Verhoeven in kickboxing. Like supposedly that's being said, but like also Curtis, like obviously like when you signed to the UFC, it was, sorry, let me get this correct. It was back in 2016, and as I said, you've fought some legends and beaten some legends as well. Like what's it like going in and like knowing the background of like Overeem and then going into fighting them? You're like, Jesus, this must feel like it's a game, as in like a PlayStation game.
It's a weird feeling. Like it's like idols become your rivals. It's weird because you don't expect these guys to be here when you get there.
Yeah. Like
I'm sure there's some 18-year-old right now watching me like, man, he's awesome. And then what if that dude ends up in the UFC and I'm still around and we end up fighting? He's gonna be like, man, I watched this guy growing up. I've seen what he can do. I know everything about him. And that, I don't know if that helps or if that hurts. Like when you know fully what this guy can do. You know about the spinning attacks. You know about the takedowns, about the heel hooks. I don't know if it gives you more confidence or more nerves, but it was a weird feeling going against Hunt. It was weird going against Alistair. Going against Junior wasn't as weird. I don't know, because I think by then I was just used to it.
Yeah.
For sure, Hunt and Alistair, because those were back to back.
Yeah.
And then with Alistair in the gym now, are you getting rounds in with him in preparation for Jairzinho? Because he went 5 rounds with Jairzinho, and you know, I mean, he was 3 seconds away from winning the fight.
Yeah.
To me, he did win the fight because that was a bad stoppage. He wasn't out. He did get dropped, but he wasn't out. He popped right back up. So yeah, I've been using Alistair a lot. Just asking him like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And he gives me a lot of insight and like he gives me a lot of confidence because I know watching them go for 5 rounds, I saw a lot of openings that I would have taken advantage of. And the fact that Alistair was able to take down Jairzinho a few times, that only bodes well for me because I'm like, if Alistair can do it, I know I can do it.
There you have it,
Sure,
Basmo. One thing before we let you go, Curtis, is Can we have a prediction for UFC 266, Curtis Blaydes versus Jairzinho Rosenstrike?
I'm gonna get the finish by the third. I am gonna get the finish. I don't know if it happens in the second or the third, but I will break him. I will take him down a bunch of times. I will drop elbows. He's gonna panic. He's either gonna give me his neck or he's gonna ball up and get the TKO. But either way, I'm getting the finish.
Yeah, you don't get paid by the minute in there, Curtis.
No, I'm trying to get in, get out.
Osmo, any last questions?
No, Curtis, thanks a million for jumping on, but it was a great way to spend my birthday. So thanks a million for coming on. I really appreciate
problem,
it.
bro.
Yeah, and we're really looking forward to seeing you compete at UFC 266 on September the 25th against Jairzinho Rosenstrike. It's going to be an absolute banger. The card is looking lit. I can't wait to watch it.
So, guys, if you have been watching this video, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Head over to Curtis's Instagram. Give him some love. You'll see him smoking blunts with Nick and Nate Diaz after UFC 266.
Yeah, that'll be on the 26th of September. You'll see that photo.
Yeah, and as always,
stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you've done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.